All right. Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Abba, your butt from the DC church, coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rekal Kadash, Yahweh meaning the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Ba'Hashem meaning in the name, Rekal meaning spirit, Kadash meaning holy. All right, these are the names and the powers that we pray to in order to receive the 100% truth, and Lord's will be protected in the last days. Of course, Shenya Kabaga, Wala Rakaza claim now by Ith, meaning double honors to our elders and apostles of GMS in these times. All right. From Apostle Tahar all the way down to Apostle Recha, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Recha, Apostle Aram Lab, and Apostle Gabar. You know, these are the men that the Heavenly Father has set up as the gates of our nation in these times. All right. And to them we give double honors. So, and Shalom, Barakam, Labakan, Shiyasha Allah. Peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel. To the men out there that is giving the warning to our people in order for them to preparate for the times to come. To you, I say Shalom, Barakam, my thumb. All right, peace and blessings be upon you. Now, the name of this video, Lord's Will, is going to be called Gear Up, Akim. And the reason why I say that is because there is a way for us to prepare. There is a way for us to, to basically preparate for the times that are coming. All right. And this virus is hitting real heavy, man. This virus is hitting real heavy. And now, I don't want to spill the beans too much, but now we have 59 confirmed cases in America. San Francisco is in a state of emergency. Okay. And you have 5,400 people, unmarked people that have the coronavirus. And if you know anything about the movie Contagion, it only took 2 people to spread to millions. Okay. So, and to be honest with you, it could be one of two things. Either it actually could be what the media is portraying it to be, or it could be Esau using the media to his advantage to basically make a false epidemic or pandemic to have the to usher in the chip, essentially. Okay, it could be one of two things because we don't know. The coronavirus could possibly not be what they say it is, and they're just using this and using the media to basically frighten people into getting what they want, and they talking about Esau Edom, okay, the higher ups, and it shows the power of the media. The only people start to freak out when things are right in front of them, okay? When you start to say it to America and you start to portray it on the news that you have the virus in America, then that's when people start to panic. But if it ain't over here, they're not gonna panic, man. Because our people have been trained to just stick to the status quo. Don't question anything. Just go about life how it's given to you, and just leave everything, leave everything up to the higher ups. All right. But the Heavenly Father's coming to shake your bed, man. All right. He's coming to wake you up. He's giving you a wake up call by way of this virus. So this right here is just because, as I stated, the coronavirus, and I stated this fact before, that the coronavirus is putting a defect on, it has an effect on the economy. Okay? Flocky, give me 1 second. I stated this before, man. The coronavirus is taking a major toll on the economy, the U.S. economy, okay? And on top of that, it's actually the global economy. All right? So let's get into this, man. It says U.S. stocks indexes are down roughly 3% today as concerns about the Chinese coronavirus send shockwaves through the global economy. And it's going to state exactly what the hell I said on the highways and hedges. I mean, word for word. Okay? And it says below is a brief overview of how an epidemic that originated in China, in a Chinese provincial capital, has managed to affect Western firms. And I stated that basically the downfall of the economy starts from the east and then it goes to the west. Okay, and the reason why is because the foundation of our economy is essentially based off China's goods. Okay, what allows America to flourish and what allows America to keep running in the cycle that it runs is that it gets all of its goods from an outsourced place for cheap, and then it brings it here and then raises those prices. Okay, so as I stated before, we can use the example of a lamp. A lamp probably costs 10 cents at most to make in China. But as soon as it's shipped to America, that 10-cent lamp turns into $10. And look how much profit they're making off of that. So if you order 10 lamps for 10 cents, which is $1, and you sell each of them for $10, so you just made a $99 profit off of a product that you're getting for cheap. Okay, and that's how America has started to flourish as a nation, because they've gotten products from an outsourced country, and they've brought it here. They've hired the prices, and that's how they made their profit. Okay, now when you do that times whatever else product you have, clothing, toiletries, furniture. Like when you do that times everything else you get, if you're shoes, all right, then that's how you begin to get a major profit. And that's how America was basically ran for the time that it's running. But now you see that coming to an end because of this virus. Okay, and Lord's will this be the end all be all, man. Lord's will let this virus destroy the economy, man, because Salakia. Because this virus could essentially lead the world into a global economic unification. And what I mean by that is the RFID microchip. Because now we're not going to have hands-on transactions, okay, such as money or currency or even having a card. Because that could still transfer the disease. But now if you have the chip, all you got to do is scan your hand, and there's no handsy transactions, then that could divvy down or that could be a prevention from the virus. Okay. Which we know that I believe, and I firmly believe that that's going to be used as an excuse to bring in the chip. I believe that that's how this world's going to move to, if the Heavenly Father allows this to be that plague that's really going to bring us down to that economic destruction. But I'm gonna keep reading this. It says consumption. With a population approaching 1.4 billion, China is the largest market in the world, with stores shuttered and work opportunities reduced. Chinese consumption has ground to a virtual halt. Companies around the world that sell products to Chinese consumers are seeing massive hits to revenue. Okay, so not only does China outsource goods, but also it gets those sources or those products imported. Because like certain things China doesn't produce, like steel or oil or lithium, you know? And these things are used, and it's gonna get into that too. These things are used to make the products that we use today. Even this phone. Now, a phone that's made in China costs no more than, I'll say, $5, $10 at most. The technology and the input to this phone that I even have right now, it costs no more than $10. But when it's sent to America, it costs about $1,000. And that's why you may have some third-party Chinese websites that sell these products for like $100. You probably get a new iPhone 10X or whatever, new iPhone that's coming out for about $100 if you find the right source or if you find the right Chinese website, because you're getting it from the actual labor. And that's what America does. They wholesale things. They see a product that they like. They buy probably like 3,000 of them at one time. And they get a wholesale price that's even less than what the actual outcome would be if they brought 3,000 of them individually. So then when they wholesale that, or when they get the wholesale price and they bring it to America, or those products get brought to America, that's when the profit begins to reel in. But if China is not getting the sources that they need, if they're not getting the products that they need to make those, make your iPhones, your Teslas, your other devices, your gadgets, then how can America profit off of that? So that's when it's going to keep going into it. It's going to keep going into the what I was saying. It says production. Numerous Chinese factories have shut down as the government attempts to stem the the spread of the virus. It says the reduction in supply seen in Apple's decrease in iPhone production and the shutdown of Tesla's Shenyang factory, right? Or Shanghai factory, right? It says further inhibits economic growth not only for Chinese firms, but also for multinational corporations with factories in China. See? So you have, you have companies in America who's basically their factory is sectioned in China. So you have companies in America that have all their products given to them by China. And on top of that, you gotta understand that it's not just like the virus being in China. It was inevitable that the virus was gonna make its way to other countries, because China is the biggest what's the word I'm looking for? Is the biggest outsourcer. And what I mean by that is China is the biggest place that outsources goods. So they get goods in, but at the rate that they get goods in, they give goods out. So let's say you'll import 3 tons of steel to China. They'll have probably like 6 tons of steel going out, because that's how they make their money. It's a fast market in China. China's like basically the cash crop, if you will. So, and I said that to say that a lot of some of America's, even Amazon, America's companies have factories in China that essentially give them their goods. So that's why you see a decrease in their production. So you may not have your next Apple upgrade, you may not have your next Tesla, because these factories, because when they make it, and it wouldn't profit them for them to make it anywhere else, because the labor would cost more, okay? And on top of that, the product would cost more. They get it from China dirt cheap, and that's why they're able to sell it at the price that they do. But then they wouldn't be making a profit. They wouldn't be making their multi-million-dollar profit if it wasn't made in China. So that means what? It means decrease in the stock market. It means decrease in the what's it called? Economic growth. Okay? It said with firms producing less, demand for inputs such as oil also slowed down, leading to broad reverberations, or you can say repercussions, on the global economy. Okay? Brent crude oil has dropped more than 5% today. Supply chain disruption. Firms that import parts from China have to find new suppliers for crucial components. In some cases, the infrastructure does not exist to quickly shift up production out of China. See? So that's exactly what I said. So it's going to be hard for for certain factories or certain companies to find factories elsewhere, because it's a quick transaction with the Chinese people. It's a quick transaction with Moab, opposed to going somewhere else to where they don't even know how to really make your product the way that China does. And see these things, and the thing is they've already founded their factories in China because they know how to do it correctly. You know, Moab was built for that. That's why they have sweatshops, you know? So it's like, you know, all in all, it says what? Firms that import parts from China have to find suppliers for crucial components. And you know, that's really Satan, man. Every time I make a video, I always say this. Every time I make a video, Satan want to mess with my nose and make it itch, man. Outside of that, my nose never itches. But nonetheless, it's going to bring me into Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Because, and I'm going to get back to that article, but I want to bring this precept out because I want to show the importance of preparating spiritually, okay? These things are about to come down the pipeline, and it's not going to only affect the economy, it's also going to affect us. The reason why is because now, you know, there's certain places in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken, to where their supermarket is being swept of food. You know, there's certain places in France, there's certain places in Wuhan, there's certain places in Shanghai that their food production is at an all-time high. They're having to produce more food and more preservatives because of the virus. Okay, and this could hit the soils of America. Okay, so the same chaos that's over there and the same martial law that's going on over there on the eastern side of the world could potentially happen in the western side of the world. And that's why it's very, very essential for us to prepare for that time spiritually, okay? And that's why I wanted to name this video Gear Up Akim, all right? So this is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the heavenly Father, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, all right? So Esau or you know, spiritual adversary Satan could potentially try to use hunger against you, could potentially try to use this sickness against you to make you fall out, you know, or to make you lose faith in the Heavenly Father, okay? And I pray Adawan Ratazar that, you know, all Akim are protected from this virus. But if you're a man of the Lord and you happen to get it, so fucking be it, man. Just know that you got faith in the Heavenly Father and that you're going to be protected through all your trials. If the Lord saved you this whole entire time, what makes you believe that he won't deliver you on this time too, man? That's why we have to prepare. Our faith has to be stronger than the trial that we're about to face, man. You know, it's just like I don't know if Akim ever been to like Splashdown Beach or something, or one of those, you know, big water parks. But when you get in, they have a pool with waves in it. You know, when you see the wave coming, you got to get ready to jump over that wave so your head stays above the water, so you still able to, you know, breathe. It's the same thing with the trial, man. You gotta, if you don't leap, then what? That water is gonna wash your head. It might end up drowning, man. I see it happen to a lot of people, man. So we have to, now that we see that wave of plagues coming, we have to prepare for that, man, spiritually. And that's the only way to prep for it. Because what? The scriptures say in Isaiah 36, actually, let me grab it real quick. Shalaki. Slipped my mind. It's all good. Isaiah 33 and 6. I thought 36 and 3. Salakia. There's Isaiah chapter 33 verse 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. Okay. So wisdom and knowledge gives you strength in your salvation. Okay. And it also gives you stability. And it says the fear of the Lord is his treasure. See, so if you fear the Heavenly Father, he's going to protect you from all of these plagues. Because you got to understand one thing. Let's go to Sirach chapter 38. Oh, Salakia chapter 39, verse 38. These things were created for the wicked and not for us. Okay? Salakia chapter 39, verse 28. So, let me see. Actually, I started, 28. Sin and turn to evil. Salakia, yeah. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. At time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell, famine, and death, and all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of the wild beast and scorpions and serpents and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. Okay? Salakia. Okay, yeah, that's the point. That's the point. But those things, these plagues were created for the wicked and for vengeance on the wicked, okay? If we're not a part of that wicked, if we're not a part of that number of wickedness, and we're doing the things that are well-pleasing to the Heavenly Father, you have to understand that he's going to protect us, okay? And you also have to believe that. That's really what it is, man. It's really the factor of just straight up believing in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and believing in his protection, okay? So, let me get back to this. I'm going to finish reading this, and I'll leave it at that. But basically, there's 59 confirmed cases. I had another article. But as of February 26th, which is today's date, there are 59 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in America. And one, basically a person I know, a family friend that lives in New Mexico, he basically told me that there's a confirmed case of the coronavirus up over there where he's at his college, So this thing is spreading like wildfire, man. And that's why we have to preparate for it. So, I want to finish reading this. It says, starting at even where non-Chinese suppliers exist, the delay in locating and negotiating with the suppliers cost firms sales. Advanced micro devices and chip makers that supplies many large technology companies have fallen 6% today. Travel. Global business depends on the mobility of labor, especially at the executive level. Travel to and from China and its neighbors has plummeted, making it harder to do business. This hurts transportation companies in particular. American Airlines and Delta Airlines stocks are down more than 7% today. Information uncertainty. China's leadership has been sending mixed messages regarding the coronavirus. Observers have cast doubt on the official infection and death toll numbers, citing inconsistencies in the trajectory of the cases. Moreover, Chinese President Xi Jinping did not make remarks on the epidemic until January 23rd, until after the shit that went to half the world, man. It says an internal speech he delivered indicates he knew about the virus as early as January 7th. That means authorities have done less to contain the virus than they should have, and raises questions about their commitment to public health. Skepticism of Chinese authorities amplifies sell-offs as market prices and the possibility that the virus is much more widespread than officials believe. And that's really the main point. The main point is that this virus is spreading like wildfire, and that we have to prepare for it by way of putting on that. I'm gonna get back to it. 6 and 10. It says, finally, my brethren, there's Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the heavenly Father and the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the heavenly Father, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. And you have to understand that this plague is a spirit that is sent throughout all the world, because the Heavenly Father unleashed that spirit. He said, hey, it's your time to go. Now I'm sending you out there. Infect as many people as you desire, or as many people as I commission you. And with that, what the hell that virus did? It spread like wildfire, man. And the Heavenly Father could have did this a long time ago, man. All right. But it's just happening now because what? We're coming closer to the end. And that's why we have to be firm, and we have to be standing what we believe, man. We're supposed to be unmovable to these things. These things are a shared sign of our salvation, man. Our salvation is coming. Okay? For now, it is a high time to awake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than when we believe, man. These are the wise words of Paul. Okay? So it says what? But against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay? Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the heavenly Father, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt with truth, and having the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, which is gonna save us from every single thing, man. With wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. It says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Heavenly Father, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for the saints. Tawab. Okay? So with that, I'll give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemiah Shabbat Shemar Kadash and Yakabaga Wala Rakaza Koyin Naba Aith wa Shalom wa Barakum Labakarim Shiyasha Allah. Shalom Makyam.